Episode 5, Turnabout for the Ages. Okay, is this the movie that kid was recording or something? Because in the beginning of the last case, we saw this kid that was appearing to be a part, like, of a movie recording. Yeah. What? Ah. Okay, so it's the same day. We haven't changed days yet. So we're leading right. So this is right after the phone call with the killer. So what's next for the great Miles Edgeworth, huh? Wait, are you serious about not being a prosecutor no more, ain't you? Yes, I am. No longer a prosecutor. It's hard to believe, and yet I can't stop thinking about what Mr. the Killer said. Me either. Congratulations on another case solved. Yet, I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? This isn't over. We still don't know who the mysterious figure in the red raincoat at Gourd Lake was. Who really wrote that letter? We've been dancing to somebody else's tune this whole time. But whose? Is it what is it, Courtney? This ain't Great Ace Attorney. The why you don't have her. The other the judge lady. Christine. Where's the Courtney at? So I don't remember. Whatever her name was, I don't trust her. Still can't let it go, huh? You're like a dog with a dang bone. Both y'all are. Well, I got me some reporting to do, so I'll catch y'all some other time, I guess. Wow, you have a new story to chase already? You trying to patronize me, girlie? You bet I got a new stories. More than you shake a stick at. The reporter always has 3 or 4 leads bubbling away at an old scoop pot. Somebody, please! Whoa, what now? Please, you have to help. Huh? Do I know her? What's the matter? Has something happened? There's a body. It's almost like a monster might have... A monster? Well, I'll be. Anybody else smell a sweet smell of scope soup? Good grief, Lotta. This way, hurry. What is that run? What's happened now? What indeed? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Huh? These look like... Yep, footprints. That's right, here's the photo goal. Footprints. But how would a big creature have to be... How big would a creature have to be to leave prints like that? Mr. Edgeworth, look. Oh! Oh! So Wang is dead. And Hey, Lang. Wang and Lang. How's it going? That's Shilong Lang. Wait, the guy on the floor, that's... No. Okay, so it's likely the killer has something to do with this thing. Did you Wang, the president of Zhengfa? There's yellow powder on him. Agent Lang. Mr. Prosecutor, how'd you get here so quick? What's going on here? Huh? You don't think that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out myself? You can't blame him for being on edge, I suppose. The leader of his country is dead. Speaking of which... The body is lying inside of one of those footprints. What on earth happened to it? There's a horn on the side over there, too. Monster! Oh, Lang is not gonna like this girl. Lang is not gonna like Lada. I already know. What the heck else you want me to say, huh? Them right there's monster prints, mister. That big old bad Taurusaurus done stomped right through here and ain't concerned. Tauru, what? Am I supposed to know what you are? Am I supposed to suppose? And I can't read. Tauru, what? And I suppose you mean you are sure. This right here is a big scoop up up all the others. Scoops all and bury them 10 feet deep. And trampled by a giant monster. The lead was that and ever lead paper and from here to Honolulu. Doesn't this take place in California? That's not a big gap, Lotta. Even if you take the context of it being in Japan, from here, still not many people live in that gap. Ridiculous. There's no such thing as monsters. Wait, that's what I was a few years ago. I should reconsider what I'm thinking. The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Diju Wang. Your efforts on behalf of Zhengfa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis. You're the assassin we've been looking for. Yes, in a sense. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. Did he finally manage to... Did you discover the body? Yes. It is... What are you doing, Agent Lang? Lingzai says, being at the beginning, was the first person to arrive at the scene. Well, she really just discovered the body. Yes, yes. Hey, go easy on her. Isn't she scared? I don't think he's in the mood to go easy on anybody. Huh. Nobody's getting it easy today. Do you have any idea who's lying dead over there? That's President Wang, the leader of Zhengfa, my home country. Hold it! Please, Agent Lang. You don't seem your usual self. In more ways than one, in fact. What'd you say to me? When we first met, you had more underlings than I could count. And you were known for your unrivaled arrest rate and your cool head under pressure. Now the underlings are gone, and you've forgotten your fundamentals of police work. What happened? What did you just say? Shouldn't you be looking over the scene instead of accusing the first person you run into? Or is it me who's forgetting the fundamentals? I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. I was just about to get started. Good. That seems to have calmed him down a little. We should take a look around too, Mr. Edwards. Why? Why? This is not our case. We are not a prosecutor. We have no authority here. But if we get permission from Lang... Yes, I think we should, even though I have no authority here. At least until the police arrive. I'm not strictly supposed to be conduct any investigations. Don't know about I need to be doing no looking around. I done told y'all who did this. It was a Taurusaurus, so my name ain't Lot of Heart. Wait. Not who did this, what did it? Yeah, that. Are you quite finished with your completely delusional theories? We have some investigation to be getting on with. Step aside. You can't order me around no more, mister. You step out of my dang way's more like it. Y'all mess with this here scoop of mine, and there'll be a heck to pay, and then some. Excuse me. The woman who found the body. Where do I know her from? You're Mr. Edwards, right? Do you remember me? Oh, yes, I remember you. Of course. We met on, that case. No way, you two know each other? Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. From somewhere. I've done so many cases, I completely forgotten. I just recognize her and I know it's because of work. Great to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edwards' assistant. Wow, I never knew you had your own adorable little assistant. I'm Penny Nicholas. I work over at Global Studios. I'm in charge of props. It's nice to meet you. Ah, of course. One of my old cases involved a murder on the set of Steel Samurai TV show. She's a member of the crew, and thus a person of interest. Our paths must have crossed several times while it was all going on. And yet, I completely forgotten her. Not completely, I remembered her face. Which, for me, remembering faces isn't that hard. Remembering names, however, that's another can of worms. It's good to see you again. So, if you're here, I guess that means... That's right. We're here on location filming for Global Studios. It's kind of a big feature, to tell the truth. I was first in today. Wanted to make an early start. But then I noticed something was wrong. The footprints and the body... We'll take a closer look at the body in just a moment. In the meantime, can I ask you to notify the police? Yes, of course, right away. I'll need to speak with her at length a little later. But first, let's go over the scene. There's plenty to look at besides the body. I need to examine everything in detail before I get kicked out. Okay, the question would be, why is Wang here? Why is Wang here? What is going on with all this? Lada's being useless as ever. Can't look at the footprint here. The thing in front of the trailer here. It looks like a monster costume. What? That's a costume? You're sure that creature that made these footprints didn't just shrink or something? Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. This thing in front of the trailer here, it looks like a monster costume. A costume! That's not what I was trying to look at. This looks like equipment used by the lighting department. Oh, wait. I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. Could you maybe light me up when I'm doing my next robbery? It looks super cool. You want me to shine a light on you while you're committing a crime? You bet I do. What's so weird about that? What's the point in doing my great thieving in the dark? folks in the cheap seats won't be able to see a thing. Well, you are imagining you'll be committing this robbery in front of an audience. What's this big metal stick thing? Is it for climbing trees or something? No, it's a camera crane. It's used for filming at an elevated viewpoint. There's no camera currently attached, but it would usually be positioned at the top there. Gotcha. Sounds perfect for chasing place down for a burglar. Mind if I go ask somebody about borrowing it? And how do you propose to transport it if the answer is yes? Easy. You take the bottom part, I'll take the top. So I'm helping now. I did not approve of that. And if we go a little step at a time, we'll be back at your place before we know it. We're walking it back to my house. Hey, these are those plastic sheets you can put down when you have a picnic. They're plastic sheets, that much is true. But I don't think that's what they're used for. Huh? Want me to explain, Mr. Edgeworth? Those are waterproof sheets. Used to protect the camera when it's up on a crane. If it starts raining while we're shooting, you can just cover up and keep going. I see. So they must be pretty big, right? Okay, so these sheets were probably used to help conceal the body in some way. Oh yeah, they had to be able to cover the whole rig. Wouldn't be much point in using them otherwise. Weather is pretty much patchy yesterday, so we wound up using them quite a bit. Okay, so it didn't add them to anything. Also, I love how it just said assistant for her, even though the game told us her name. Miss Nichols, where does this exit lead? And why is there a broken lock on the floor? That? Oh, onto the grounds of big building. Yet another case with direct ties to that same building. The building was the hidden 51st floor, used to store a lot of illicit auctions. I guess it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it turned out to be hiding yet more secrets. Huh? Look at his chain and padlock. Hey, look at that. Somebody cut the chain. They did? I'm sure it was intact when I left yesterday. I say it's possible that this is where the killer entered from. What's the matter now? It's a huge dent. How did that get there? Oh, what the? You're right. That's a big dent. It would have taken a sizable object to make it, and a heavy one too. It wasn't like that yesterday either. It wasn't. Guess that means the dent must have been made last night at some point. So was the body like hurled down from somewhere? Like Wang's body would probably be able to make that whack, make that dent, because he is a big, hefty guy. Also, is it really the killer that did it? Because I don't see, there's no calling card visible at the moment. It really is him, huh? Certainly appears to be. The same man we met only a few days ago. Is this time the president really did get assassinated? If that is what happened, the assassin certainly chose an attention-grabbing method. Huh? What's this white thing here? Wait, it's a bone. Does that mean 2 murders? It looks more like a horn than a bone to me. We're not gonna question it further? Okay. No obvious wounds, but he's definitely not breathing. So it really was a monster. Trampled by a giant creature. Impossible. Huh? Something stuck to the front of his clothes there. Yes, speckles of yellow substance. But the monster drool, yeah, that must be it. Please, Kay, can you at least try to be sensible? We'll need forensics to tell us what it might be. Alright, it looks like pretty much everything the body can tell us. I'm sorry I got a little upset before. Were you working here alone? That's right. I came here before everybody else so I could get everything ready. But as soon as I walked through the gate, I saw the footprints. Monster prints is in the first thing in the morning? That must have been a real shock. It was. You were there when I left yesterday evening, I'm sure of it. So the footprints must have appeared late last night. At first glance, I thought maybe they were part of the set. Then I got closer, and I saw that somebody was lying in the middle of one of them. You didn't notice until you were right up close. Yeah, my eyesight just seems to be getting worse and worse lately. I think I need new glasses. I didn't notice it was a body until I was right by it. That's why I got so shocked and ran away. That must have been when we bumped into her. So you're shooting a movie. It wouldn't happen to be a Steel Samurai movie, would it? Nope. Oh. There was no reason in particular for me asking. I'm not a fan. I was just curious because I know Global Studios does Steel Samurai and definitely was not personally interested on it. This one's a creature feature. You know, the Taurusaurus movies, right? I'm afraid not. You have to forgive Mr. Edgeworth. He only cares about the Steel Samurai. That's not... Hey, that's alright. Not everyone's a fan, but they will soon be. He's back after 12 years of silence. The big bad bull himself, Taurusaurus. Taurusaurus. Ah, wait, it's supposed to be... It's the bull, so it's Taurusaurus. Because it's Tauros. Ah, I understand now. It's the first time Taurusaurus movie in a long time, so the crew's super excited about it. And parts of the set are here, and parts of it are set here at Big Build, so we've been shooting on location. That explains what we saw yesterday. What's going on here? Something happened? Cut. I'm so sorry. We're shooting a movie. Could you, That must be why they were filming. So Taurusaurus smashed the big building into pieces in the movie? I bet he does, right? Wouldn't you like to know? We'll just have to wait and find out in the theater. Here, you can have this if you'd like. So the horn by him is a Taurusaurus head. Epic rivalry is born. Taurusaurus versus Gordy. Gordy. That's right. It's not just Taurusaurus on his own this time. He has an arch nemesis. You know Gordy, right? The monster from Gord Lake? Oh yeah, wasn't everybody talking about that a couple years back? The mysterious creature in the lake. It showed up in that photo One cut. Not only were people talking about it, it played a major part in one of my cases. The case against me, by the way. Not a name I'm too wild about hearing again. The director is fascinated by the stories, which is how Gordy wound up in the movie. A little behind the times, but better late than never, I suppose. Just wait till you see these two legends tearing into each other on the big screen. This reminds me of something I've seen already. I think we need to learn a little more about the security situation here on set. Miss Nichols, is the kept set locked overnight? Yeah. Use one of these. It's a combination lock, okay. Combination lock, huh? So anybody who knows the code can get in and out. Was its lock in place when you arrived this morning? Yep, everything was locked up tight when I got here. Who knows the combination? Oh, the producer, the director, the crew, the actors. Basically everybody who's working on the movie. So any member of the cast or crew could have opened the lock and entered. Wait, Nats. You recognize it? Taurusaurus is a kind of symbol of nature. That's why he destroys the city. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He can attack with his horns, but that's not the only trick up his sleeve. He can bellow out shockwaves, drown people in drool, squirt them like with milk. He can suffocate them with barbecue smoke, make cute little items out of leather. Those don't sound like super tough attacks. So sure look good. It's our job to make sure of that. And I hope you succeed, for the sake of your entire industry. So, Mr. Prosecutor, we meet again. Yes, we saw you at the detention center the other day, too. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Ancient Lang? You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. Pah, you really have a habit of showing up in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're a bad penny, bad omen, bad smell, all rolled into one. Just stay out of my way, okay? I've got a president to avenge. It doesn't seem like he's going to want to talk to us. The combination lock on the gate leading to the plaza was intact when Miss Nichols arrived. But the lock on the gate leading out to the side of big building had been cut. What does that tell us? Easy. That the killer used the side gate. Precisely. And it tells us something else important too. Namely that our culprit did not know the number for the combination lock. You're right. It would have been way easier to come in that way if they did. But instead they chose the classic thief's route, the lesser-known side entrance. It's no run-of-the-mill criminal, Mr. Edgeworth. We need to keep our wits about us. I'm not sure we should be excited by that fact, Kay. Anyway, we know that everybody working on the movie knew the combination. which makes it likely that our culprit wasn't a member of the cast or crew. Alright, yes we do talk to Lang. We were already at the scene when we got here. Why? What were you doing in this area?
What am I, a suspect?
You might be.
Look, I heard a scream came running, okay? Guess it was our friend from the crew. Came in from the gate over there. Somebody already got rid of the lock for me.
Not completely. I can still see it on the floor there. Perhaps I should take a closer look.
When I got here, I saw a movie girl running out of the other gate.
In other words, he arrived right around the same time as we did. So you had business here at Big Building?
Something like that. Date was destiny, let's call it.
He was similarly enigmatic when we saw him at the detention center.
Let me guess. You're a huge creature feature fan, so you came to see the filming of the Taurusaurus movie. Creature features? What do you think I am?
Not the type of person who thinks a creature might have done this, I hope. I'm sorry about the president. You have my deepest condolences.
Thanks. He is a great man. Think 5 will be lost without him.
You and he were close, correct? Killer. Killer. The guy on the other side already sketched. Just one look, I'm sketch of him.
It all started when we hired my father. That was our big break. Our family kept him safe. That was our most important duty, and our most sacred. Gave my father a medal. That had to come up one. He gave my father a medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones, just ones just for him.
Okay, so that's Lang's father.
In the end, there were no more medals left to give. So he made us the keepers of the last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. Yeah, never thought we'd be unsealing that will so soon.
Wow, so it sounds like your family and the president were super close. But wait, when that whole thing happened back at the lake, you were with the president then, right? Where were you, Lang?
Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, our family being the ones who kept him safe. He just changed one day. It was like he became a different person. Now he doesn't trust the police one bit.
I wonder what happened 12 years ago.
Regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Then Fawn may not be a big country. We held that place together. Dang it. What was the security details thinking?
Imagine you've already contacted the embassy.
Of course I have. And the government. And my family. They'll be going crazy right now thinking about what needs to happen with that will. Things will be getting crazy here soon too. The bodyguards will be all over the place. If you're not a fan of trouble, I'd leave before they get here. Look, Mr. Prosecutor. These days I'm a one-man outfit. A lone wolf. That won't be letting me lead this investigation. But I've still got my fangs. I can still bite back. I'll find whoever did this, and I won't let anybody or anyone else, and I won't let you or anybody else get in my way.
Hi, Phoenix and Maya. What you doing back there? Also, we can see where the horn broke from. That's where the horn piece is from. So it's a broken table up there. And there's no one really special around to speak of either. Kay! If only Kay knew. Well, no one from a curtain vantage point at any rate. That was good. Anyway, we don't have time to ponder such things. We need to investigate the entire lot. Right over there. He said to look at the lock again, right? I probably gotta talk to Lana. What is it now? Can't you see I'm busy? Girl needs room to work, you know. Why are you so obsessed with the idea that it was a monster attack? Monsters don't exist. Surely you know that. Why did you? You don't know what the heck you're talking about. Taurusaurus is real, dang it. I know that for a fact. For a fact, And how is that possible exactly? Because I don't see him. What? You saw Taurusaurus? Where? How? Yeah, heck, I've seen him. That big old bad boy himself. Right there in front of me. I was up 51. It's up on 51 over there in the big building just yesterday, right? Gathering materials for your story on the underground auction. Yes, we remember. Well, you ain't just Mr. Member Man. That's right. I done seen him right when I took that photo. The person in a red raincoat? Miss Ringer, right? Yep. Y'all see that blind right there next to little Miss Redcoat? Well, guess who was on the other side at that very moment? That's right, it was Taurusaurus. There's nothing there. Well, I can't rightly capture every dang thing. It's too far away, that's all. But I seen it all right. Boy, I did. Taurusaurus, big old eye staring right at me, peeking right through the window. Window peeking monster. No, DK. This is the next case, but this is the final case of the game. So everything from the previous 4 games, previous 4 cases, is like gonna have some sort of connection to this case in the end. Because there's multiple unanswered questions from case 1, which one of them is already kind of a problem. There was an assassination attempt on this case's victim. However, there wasn't any real threat to him in that moment, but there was one of his security detail killed another. Case 2 brings that back up, but that that murder was like hidden away. They were like, no, that never happened. It was an assassination attempt. Like, so everything's kind of. I'm not sure where case 3 plays into the bigger picture yet. Case 3, I'm still confused where that, because they gave us back the file for case 3 temporarily at the end of the last case, and like it still mentioned up the missing children of the victim and the perpetrator. So we need to figure out what happened to them. Part of me, like, I don't remember if I ever said this openly anywhere, but I think one of those 2 kids was Rook. The culprit in the first case and the victim of the second case. I think one of them was him. I can't quite explain why, but I just have this weird feeling that one of them is him. Because he's got to be more significant. Like, why is all of this happening? I need the pieces to come together. I do not know yet. Some Ace Attorney games are like every little bit goes down. Anyhow, I don't got time to be shooting the breeze with y'all. I got snap. Reporting to report. Quit your bugging, will ya? Get on, get. That entire story was ridiculous. You didn't believe a word she said, did you, Mr. Edgeworth? Is it that obvious? Okay, there wasn't any dialogue up. I thought it had a pop up. Okay. Yeah, we get it. Okay, what have we not done? We can't interact with the ladder, no. Let me up. Okay, it probably wants this. Because I realized it kind of quickly. Eureka! This could be one of Taurusaurus' horns, couldn't it? You're right. It totally could. Maybe it's part of the prop of a movie? If it is, it must be something pretty big, judging by its size. What's it doing on the ground here? We should ask one of the crew. Maybe they'll know. Penny, explain. This horn. Do you recognize it? Huh? Oh, that's part of Taurusaurus' horn. It's from the model we use for promotional stuff. Where did you find it? On the ground near the side entrance. That's weird. Keep a record of Taurusaurus' head up on the trailer over there. And it's quite large, I assume. Oh, yeah. Well, not as big as the real thing, obviously, but it's still pretty big. It's just up there, see it? Yeah, you can just see Maya over there. It really is big. Okay. Now we should be able to take that. These should work. Both the dent and the fence are broken. Weren't there yesterday, according to our witness, which leads me to wonder. Wait, you think that giant Taurusaurus head could have... I do. I think it well could have rolled off the trailer roof and landed on the vault below. Seems more than possible. And it also means he could have been crushed by the head, but that... I don't think that works. It's a theory, but I don't think it's gonna work. There's no sign of a murder weapon anywhere. Oh yeah, there isn't. Now this is still only a possibility. But if Taurusaurus' head somehow fell from the roof up there... Yeah, that could kill somebody for sure. It could, but also that would mean somebody had to pick it up. And they would obviously know the body is there at that point. So it means they're covering for the body. Miss Nichols, would you mind if I took a look on the roof of the trailer? You want to go up there? Sure, I don't see why not. Knock yourself out. Oh, but don't do that literally. I mean, the steps can be kind of sloppy.
Alright, I'm done here. I found out what I need to know now for now.
And what might that be, I wonder? Oh, hi, kid.
What is this track? Move, old man. What did you say to me? You need to learn some manners, kid.
Eventually.
No, you need to learn when you're in the way. Quit whining and get out of here.
What the?
I'm so sorry about him. Sean, apologize to the nice man. Come on, Sean. You know you can't speak to people like that. I don't give a crap. Whatever. Who the heck was he? A policeman, that's who. Why would you antagonize him like that? Okay. This kid has an attitude problem. Also, this kid showed up randomly in case 3. We briefly saw him in case 4. And now it seems like he's going to be significant for the finale. Hey. I thought he was going to be in trouble for a second there. I don't think I've ever seen anybody stand up to Agent Lang like that. Oh, let me introduce you all. Everybody, this is Sean Fenn. He's the star of the movie we're making. The star, this little boy. Hi there, I'm Kate Faraday. It's great to meet you. Sean, this is Miles Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor. A prosecutor? That's right. And he's a pretty famous one at that. If he's a prosecutor, where's his badge? He certainly doesn't pull any punches. Oh, you might not want to get too close to Sean. She's right. It's no sight for a child. But he's involved in all this nonetheless. I'll need to speak with him. Oh boy. Hello, child. It was Sean, wasn't it? Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Are you really a prosecutor? Feels like an old guy to me. I am. Old guy. Charmed, I'm sure. Badge first, then we talk. I don't have my badge right now. How do you expect people to believe you're a prosecutor? Well, he's not the friendliest, huh? You want me to try talking to him? Why not? I doubt it can hurt. It was never good with children. So you're an actor, right, Sean? Yeah, so what? That's amazing. You're so cool. It's not that big of a deal. Kay's approach seems to be having an effect. So those horns of yours. Yeah, what about him? Oh, those? The makeup department made them. The character he plays has a special psychic link with Taurusaurus. Those horns allow him to communicate with his giant friend. Isn't that right, Sean? Ooh, he doesn't seem it. Just shut up, will ya? They don't need to know all that stuff. Oh, sorry. Well, the power dynamic here seems pretty obvious. So it's kind of amazing, huh? Lead character in a movie? While you're still in elementary school. That's crazy. Uh-oh, you mentioned school. I don't think he's gonna like that. Oh. Sean's actually 13. Just looks a little younger. What? But look at him. He's so little and cute. And the backpack, I just saw it. The backpack's part of his costume. He's playing a role, remember? Yeah, I guess he is, huh? He is kind of small, you have to admit. We try not to talk about that too much in front of him. I said stop telling these people stuff they don't need to know. I'm sorry. So, it's all part of the role. Except for them carton of milk, maybe. The dead guy. That's the president, right? Yeah. You knew him? A little. I met him once. He's meeting with presidents now. Guy's a real piece of work. Hey, you can't say that. It's not nice. What's so bad about him anyway? Huh. I want to talk about it. Fine, I guess. Oh, President Wing was working with us on a movie. Working with you? How exactly? He had a part. Just a cameo. Nothing big. So he came to look around on set one time. That would have been when he met Sean. Why put the president in your movie? We heard he was a huge fan of the original Taurusaurus. So the studio offered him a little role. They figured it would be good PR. Last thing I need is amateurs on my set. I told you before, Sean, you can't talk about people like that. And I told you to shut your mouth. I guess he's not too thrilled about the idea of performing alongside non-professionals. While not acting like a professional himself. Oh, here. What's this? Oh, wait, from yesterday. A photograph. Yeah, I got them printed. You can keep it if you want. Wow, it's such a great picture. You brought it especially for me? That's so kind, thank you. No, I just happen to have a spare, that's all. I hope you don't mind me asking, but can we take a look too? Oh, sure. Here. Seems really that a miss. So it was taken yesterday. No footprints, and certainly no body. Wait, we haven't gone up yet. Actually, would you mind coming up with us? Oh, sure, after you. So this is the mighty Taurusaurus. Huh? He looks different from before. It's way cooler in the flyer. What's the weird nose ring on this model? Oh, I forgot. You two aren't Taurusaurus fans. This is the original Taurusaurus design from 12 years back. Huh? So it went on the flyer. That's the all-new Taurusaurus. They gave him a makeover specifically for the movie. He looks so much more contemporary now, don't you think? A makeover? He's totally different. This one's... it's just... a cow. Well, he is just a cow. Or at least, he was originally based on a cow. He's, Moonstrosity. Moonstrosity? Yeah, the cow. Man's best friend. Reimagined as a terrifying monster. It totally makes you think about the whole relationship with nature, right? That was the original concept. I think the concept might be a little lost on me. Me too, I'm afraid. Scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. The wooden table, sadly collapsed. Parts are badly scorched. So there's a fire up here? That's weird. The head should be on that table. But the legs are broken. Guess Taurusaurus isn't going back there for now. Scorch marks look particularly bad, where the legs are snapped off. I think there might have been a fire up here. Do you think that's what happened to the legs? Yes. When the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the head would have fallen down into the ground below. You're right. The fire caused the head to fall. Indeed. I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll make sure somebody moves them. But the stove didn't get used yesterday. Not while I was here anyway. Well, it makes the question of what could have started the fire all the more interesting. Yeah, I think I'd probably throw that little baby over my shoulder and carry it out of here. You're not thinking of stealing it, are you, Kay? No, I think I could just carry it around with me. And every time you shout objection, I can light you up and make you look super cool. Yeah, I can picture it now. You'd look amazing. Well, do I get a job? Where do I start? Hopefully, never. There's a heater here. Do you think it's to keep the crew warm or something? I would imagine so. It's spring now, but the evenings can still be pretty chilly if it really gets to your bones. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You can't start talking like an old foggy. You already look like one. You have to talk young and bright and happy. You may not have noticed, Kay, but it's not exactly my style. This looks like cans of paint thinner. I guess they were used by the prop department. Put a ground around them, Mr. Edgeworth. It's all burned. Indeed. Indeed. As is the blue sheet underneath. And the nearby newspapers, and the outside of the cans as well. Wait. Do you think Taurusaurus' head can breathe fire? Nah, that old guy doesn't look like the fire-breathing type. That's not even possible, let alone likely. So the fire was started somehow. The model was made for promotional events, stuff like that. people would remember the old Taurusaurus and realize this was a reboot. Yeah, he does look different. People might not get it otherwise. And just as we thought, his horn is broken. So the model really is what killed the president? I think it's a distinct possibility, but there's one thing I don't quite understand. What's that? Miss Nichols, the model looks very heavy. How do you move it around? Oh, it comes apart. If you know the trick, it's not so hard. But I guess if you didn't, you might struggle to figure it out. If you happen to not be a member of the cast or crew, for example. Once it's in pieces, could one person move it? Oh yeah, even I could. Maybe not very fast, but I could. I'm sure I remember that face from somewhere. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I know this cow. Funny, I was just thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, I kind of noticed that right away, but I didn't say anything. It looks just like the doll. I know it from the president's plane, of course. And from the auction. So President Wang's plushie. The soft toy version of the original Taurusaurus. Can this really be just a coincidence? Can't deduce. Body surrounded by pieces of smashed up concrete. Yes, they look to have been thrown clear when the ground was broken. Pew! Sent flying by the mighty impact by the creature's foot. Sure, assuming that was the work of the giant creature. Okay, apparently I didn't get this before. Just look at the shape. I know a hoof when I see one. So one thing that can possibly be the footprint of an enormous, terrifying beast. And it's not just one, there are three. You know that's impossible, don't you? You know that the monsters aren't real. Sure, I probably know that somewhere deep down, but it's way more fun to believe they are. Our job is to pursue the truth, Kay, not to believe that what feels most fun in the moment. Right, I think that just about wraps up our preliminary investigations. So he was killed by... Yes, by a falling Taurusaurus head. That seems most likely explanation for now. Came down right on top of him, huh?
Well, they took their time, but they're here. Police, bodyguards, the whole game. Mr. President! A little late for that, don't you think? Curses! Who did this? Ah! Whoever was made a big mistake. But I promise you this. They'll pay. I'm on their trail already.
What? What do you mean?
Our president may have been murdered, but that doesn't mean that extraterritoriality applies. Local police have jurisdiction. Luckily, I know the right people to talk to. And I just got myself seconded to the case. Lowly one-man outfit or not, I'm gonna be working on this one.
It sounds like you already have an idea where you'd like to focus your inquiries.
More than that, I've already caught the scent of my prey. Take a look at this. It's a printout from the security cam on the viewing platform on the top of the big building. Ooh.
That's...
It's pointing at the elevator that leads onto the roof. So it records everybody who goes up there.
Can we get the record? Can we get, like, the record from whoever brought Kay up here? Also, 4:04. This was over 24 hours ago. I already noticed that contradiction there. This wasn't last night. This was 2 nights ago, because we're on the 6th. It's April 6th in the game right now.
In this particular case, it recorded the president and his murderer clear as day.
What was Jacques doing there? You seen? He suspects her of the murder.
Mr. Edwards, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you,
so that you may use it to call for a final judgment unto Excelsius winner. But murder goes against everything she believes in. Agent Lang, perhaps you could explain your thinking on the matter a little further.
Not so fast! I don't owe you nothing. I heard a little rumor while I was over at the big building. It was about you, Edwards. You're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? Which means you don't have jurisdiction here. But you want to cross-examine me while I explain my thinking? Why would I agree to that?
Curses. Hey, don't be like that. You were the one who was just talking about being a lonely one-man outfit.
Like, yeah, I did say that, didn't I? And I just brought subordinates. You know what? Maybe it should explain your thinking to me. How come even though you're not a prosecutor, you're still sticking your nose into this case?
Good point. I don't know. It's a valid question. Why am I still here? Perhaps I can clarify that with a question of my own, Agent Lang. Why are you so desperate to catch the person who murdered President Wang? Because above all else, you're an investigator, correct? I'm desperate to catch a certain somebody myself. Person who orchestrated a murder at Big Building yesterday. Person who put Kay's freedom in jeopardy. Who put her in grave danger. That person is out there somewhere right now. Looking in the shadows, laughing. And until I uncover the truth and make that person pay. Doesn't matter if I'm a prosecutor anymore. I'll keep fighting. Find the truth, and I don't give up until you do. That is a rule I live by.
You may have the look of a smart guy, but you're a fool just like the rest of us.
A fool? How dare you? Have you heard of the phrase, a pot calling the kettle black?
That was just what I needed to hear. Fine, you're in. I've lost my minions, and you've lost your fancy title. But it seems neither of us are prepared to give up on this investigation. Now, seeing as we're both so stubborn, how about we go head-to-head and thrash out the details?
I'd be honored.
But be warned, I won't be going easy on you. I have an assassin to catch. And not even you're going to get in my way of that.
Of course. I would expect no less.
Let me show you the truth I tore from this case with my bare fangs. Alright. So this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof. And then she pushed him and landed right here. This all happened the night before last. The people had all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it was just the two of him up there. And that pretty much sums it up. No doubt about it. She killed the prisoner.
They were completely alone. No bodyguards.
None. I checked. Security detail had no idea he even went up there. It must have gone in secret. There was a conversation they didn't want anybody to hear.
But what kind of conversation? How was the two of them even connected?
Seems the president spoke of the owner to the building ahead of time. He had him set aside a viewing platform just for the two of them. It was the president asking. I guess the guy wasn't about to refuse.
So the last person to see the president alive really could have been...
Yep, Gavette. Did you say her name was... her?
This argument certainly isn't completely without merit. But I notice at least one glaring hole in his reasoning. That's where I'll need to focus my counterattack.
Objection!
Oh, come on. There's no injuries on his body. If he'd have fallen, if he got pushed off, there would be injuries on his body.
Objection!
Same difference. It's the same point. Like, if he'd have been pushed off, number one, he would already have been there. Number two, he would have visible injuries on his body. Both should work, in my opinion, but whatever. I get what Edwards is trying to say here. I just was like, he couldn't, his death shouldn't have been by falling. Like, he wasn't pushed off. It's quite clear he wasn't. Ji Long Lang, former star agent of Interpol. How the mighty have fallen.
What?
Take a look at this picture. It's a behind-the-scenes shot of some of the cast and crew. Look at those smiles. Well, maybe not Sean's, but you know what I mean. It was taken only yesterday.
What?
If Jacobville really did kill President Wang the night before last, the body would have been clearly visible in the background of this picture.
What?
Perhaps you should have taken a little more time to speak with those involved. After all, thorough witness interviews form the basis of any good investigation, as you should know. I don't think I've ever seen you so happy, Mr. Edgeworth. You to let back your opponent into a corner, huh?
Ah, fine, you got me. Must say it's been a while. I almost missed it.
Perhaps if you tried to stay a little calmer while conducting your investigations in the future.
Huh. Don't push your luck, Edgeworth. Lang Z says, the righteous anger of a wolf lasts 100 years. I won't be calming down anytime soon. Not till we caught the president's killer.
I want the same thing. We all do. Nonetheless, the body appeared last night. You have to accept that now. And there's one other thing you'll need to accept. The president didn't die from a fall.
See, we're bringing it up.
This is exactly what I tried pointing out. That's right. He was crushed by the head of the giant monster. The incident occurred here on the movie set. We're at the top of a big building.
Says you, but that's just your theory. I'm not about to give up my own because of it.
But it literally can't have happened the night before last. We just proved that with this photo picture.
Did you? What if? What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off big building the night before this? And they came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere.
Here, but where?
There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, could hide it anyway. They come back a day later. Last night, in other words, take it out again. We just need to check a lot of trace evidence. We'll soon find what she put.
Objection!
There won't be any need for that.
What?
This piece of evidence proves that Judge Gavel can't have hidden the body. Or, oh, it's probably referring to the
Take that!
Same thing. Like, the other thing is the head. The head had to have fallen onto him. Most entrances to this lot were locked. And we already know that the chain on the side gate was only cut last night. Jacovel had no way of getting here to hide the body the night before last.
But the murder had to have happened 2 nights ago.
Why are you so set on believing that?
Because you remember that picture printout was the video. And there's more.
Did he not come back?
There's footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up to the roof with a prison. Just her heading back into the elevator, alone. There's no footage of the president himself leaving that roof. No other way he could have gotten down from the top of that building that high. Unless he was pushed by Gavel.
Unfortunately, bro, completely untrue. So was Wang one of the people at the auction? You say that the president was never observed returning from the viewing platform.
Yeah, the camera was pointing at the elevator door the whole time. And if anybody else had come up or down, it would have been on that tape. In other words, the presence of the camera ensured that nobody could have left unnoticed.
I see. Not good news for Judge Gavel.
Vanishing from a rooftop hundreds of feet in the air? Yeah, that's a tricky one, all right.
Indeed, even the Yatagarusu can't actually fly.
Well, not yet anyhow. Just need a little more practice.
Please don't tell me you think you can learn.